Okay, so as I said, we're going to speak to Georgia and Craig this morning about how they get their day started in a positive way, how they're able to work together to be able to grow a home-based business. They've got, a little girl. I've got a little girl, Georgia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, little girl, sorry. And so how they're working together to be able to grow a fantastic business. And they hit Eagle Manager last month. That's no mean feat. It's an absolute. It's the recognition to go for, as far as I'm concerned. It shows that you've got a stable business, that you're bringing on new supervisors, you're bringing on new business, and it's a great reward for all the hard work that you're able to achieve. So I won't steal your thunder anymore, George. What I'll do, and Craig, if you can just tell everybody your story first of all, and that'll get us started.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, no problem. So good morning everyone.
Morning.
So basically we started our journey back in January 2014. Now at the time, I was on maternity leave. Our little girl Maya was 4 months old, and I just didn't want to go back to work. I was in a job that I absolutely hated. It just wasn't for me whatsoever. I was working in the call centre, and what I wanted to do at the time was I wanted to study psychology and I wanted to get my degree and I wanted to become a criminal psychologist. But I sort of found my calling when I found Forever. I know none of that is in sight whatsoever. Forever is my main. It's just completely turned our life around. Now, when I started back in January, Craig was out of work at the time. We had been approached, well, we approached Tracy back in the May 2013. So it was the month that she actually started. And she actually boosted a Facebook post, which I came across on Facebook when I was off on maternity leave quite early, and that was due to the fact when I was pregnant, I was suffering a lot with kidney infections, and sitting in an office for a long period of time, I was just in so much pain, I had to come home early. So I found myself on Facebook a lot. I came across Tracy's Facebook post and I was intrigued. So I asked her about it. She told us a little bit about it in the message. I didn't actually take a look at the business presentation at that point, so I didn't really know the ins and outs of it. And like I said, she had just started that month, so she wasn't what she is right now. So I thought, right, well, I'll wait until I see her achieve a few things first, until I started. So coming through to the December then of 2013, myself and Craig grew very, very jealous. We were really struggling. We had no money. Like I said, we had my little girl. She was born. She was about 3 months old then, coming on 4 months. And we just had no security, nothing at all. So when I saw what Chris were achieving and how they were doing so well, we thought, right, we've got to take a look at this. We invited them down in the December, took a look at the presentation, and we were absolutely mind blown from day one. We couldn't believe it. Now, we didn't have the money to join up there and then. Like I said, we were really struggling, but within the week we had that money and we just found it. We plucked it out. I don't even know where I had it from. I think I used the last of my money in my bank account. I just didn't care. So we got the business in the box, and well, then it was just a starting point of something amazing. So my first goal was to be able to replace my income because I was due back a few months into work, and like I said, I didn't want to go back and leave my little girl. I didn't want to have to leave her with childcare. As much as I got amazing family support, I didn't want to have to leave her and dump her and just not see her until I came home, and I just really didn't want that. So I really worked at it at the start, got my first promotion to supervisor by April. So it wasn't that quick, it took me 4 months to get there, but I did it, and that allowed me to not have to return to work. But by that time, Craig had found a job just to keep us going, because as we all know, at the start of Forever, it's not an instant massive income. So he got a job. Again, it was a job that he didn't enjoy, and he really loved this business and he wanted to be a part of it with me. He absolutely loved everything about it. So my next goal then was to be able to bring him home. So I knew that if I had replaced my income, that by working that extra bit harder and for over a longer period of time, that I'd be able to do that for him as well. And by the following April, so it did take us a little bit longer, it took us another year, but we did it. And in the following April, he was able to come home from work. So he sacked his boss and we were both full time with our little girl. Now, our journey wasn't easy. We have come across massive obstacles. You know, I explained in Masterclass the other day that how our teams stopped at certain points. We had supervisor, our team stopped. We had assistant manager, our team stopped. We had to carry on building new. We knew that we should, by letting it get to us, although of course it did give us a bit of a slap in the face, but we just had to get on with it, because if we didn't, then we wouldn't be where we are today. So in the October, we broke our first manager, which happened to be my mother, which was absolutely amazing. We also hit car plan level 1, which was brilliant. And we went on to hit 100 club then as well. And like Chris just said, we've carried on building our business. We've never ever given up. My belief from day one has been absolutely massive. That's been a massive thing for me. I've always believed. From day one, I said, even if it takes me 10 years, I'm going to get there. I'm going to become a diamond manager. And I've always said I will be a diamond manager by the time I'm 25, and I will be. It's not being cocky. It's just confidence and belief in myself that I will get there. And like Chris just said, we did just hit Eagle now in April, which was absolutely amazing. It was a massive, massive goal for us. And I guess it's just the way, I know we're not, absolutely massive and forever, but we know we are going to be, and what we have achieved in quite a short period of time, in 2.5 years, it's not a long time, has been absolutely phenomenal. We never have to leave our little girl. We're at home constantly with her, don't miss absolutely anything. She does go and stay with other people in our family, but that's because she wants to, and it's just absolutely amazing. So yeah, so that's basically it, I suppose.
Brilliant. Right. Okay. So we'll come back to a few things you said in a few moments. What we'll do is we'll put on your video this morning. I know you really like this, so I'll put this on. So this is Eric Thomas live. So how bad do you want it? So if you want to subscribe to any of the YouTube channels you can see, feel free to do that. So I'm just going to play this now.
I am a living witness that if you're brave enough to dream it, it can happen. You got to be determined that no matter what it takes, you're not going to stop. You're not going to quit. You're not going to give up until you make your dream become a reality.
Jumping up and down the floor. My head is an animal.
When I leave this place, is to help you to get that much closer to making your dream become a reality.
And mowed the lawn. The sun was in
2013 was the why. So what happens is, as you grow and as you develop, and as you improve yourself, these new concepts start to come. And so the why had always been a part of my life, but I was able to tap into 2013. I was able to tap into that why in a way I never tapped into that why before. Like, you're excited. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to do this for this person. I'm going to buy this for my mom and my children. I'm going to put them through school. And you got all these great dreams. And then you get up in the morning and life punch you in your face. E.T., just like you, I get punched in the face. Now, you don't always know about it. I don't always talk about it because I don't want to discourage you. But I've had multiple aunts. At least 2 or 3 aunts died of cancer in the last 4 or 5 years. We all get knocked out. Life hasn't been a crystal stair for Eric Thomas. I've had my haters. I've had people who've come against me, who try to sabotage me. I'm like the lion. I'm not the gazelle. I don't need something external to motivate me. I find something within. And you got to do me a favor. Like, you can't give up. You can't give in. Like, listen to me. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And if life's got you backed up, I need you to do what Buster Douglas did. Buster Douglas started fighting back. He said, I know you knocked out 30 other people before me, but I won't be the 31st. And finally, they got to that round with Buster Douglas knocked Mike Tyson out. And the world was shocked. Goliath has been knocked down. What happened? And they went to Buster Douglas, and they asked Buster Douglas simply, like, what happened? And Buster Douglas said, listen to me. I was going to be honest with you guys. Here's the challenge. The challenge was, it's real simple. Before my mother died, she told the whole world that I was going to beat Mike Tyson. And 2 days before the fight, my mother died. Buster Douglas had a decision to make. When his mother died, he could die with his mother, or he made a decision, I can wake up and I can live for mom. And he knocked Mike Tyson out simply because his why was greater than that punch. Find that reason to wake up every day and go get it. Everybody's got a dream. Everybody's got a goal. But when you write your why down, what your why does for you, it says you can't quit. You can't give up. You can't stop. If there's no money, you make up something. You go print it. If nobody's giving you an opportunity, you create it. But what I can't do is I can't let my son down. I can't let my wife down. I can't let my parents down. I can't let my city down. And for you, your problem is you're just focused on your dreams and your goals, and you're not focused on why. Why do you want this? Why do you get up in the morning? Somebody said, E.T., why do you wake up at 3 o'clock? Why not? If all I have to do is get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and my family can live like they want to live and I can change the world, and on 3 o'clock, have you lost your mind? I'll get up at 3 every day. Why? Because my why is greater than my sleep. What makes a person average is their focus. Like an average person is focusing on getting paid. That's why they're average. A person who's good, he's focusing on, I want to make my boss happy. A person who's great, his focus is, what need can I meet? His focus is different. Same human being, but his focus is entirely different. Your concentration is supposed to change. And so what you're focusing on throughout the course of the day, it has to change. What you're looking at, what you're reading, what you're watching, the conversations you have. You must now be focused on your why, and you must be focused on your dreams. You must be focused on your goals. When you are great, you don't focus on a week. When you are great, you don't focus on a month. When you are great, you don't focus on the year. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with planning, but what I'm talking about is you concentrate on the 24 hours that's in front of you and you nail it.
Brilliant. I love that. I remember you playing that I think it was the first masterclass.
Yeah, I think it works a lot better when you have it with your headphones in as loud as possible, and it's just absolutely amazing. It really gets us motivated.
Oh yeah, and I think that watching that, is enthusiasm, and what I like about motivational speakers and people on motivational videos is that their enthusiasm is something that can really grab hold of you and change any type of day. And I think what we've got to remember is that at all stages during any day, we've got a choice on how we want things to be able to develop. So if you've got a moment where you're having a bad day, it is quite simply a way of just going, right, what can I do to change that into a good day today, and taking control of which direction your life is going in. And videos like that are absolutely perfect to be able to move those directions as well. When we were speaking about doing the show, you said that it's Craig's motivation in the morning. He's the one that gets you motivated, and he's your motivation to get started. So, Craig, what tell us a little bit about what you do in the mornings and the kind of things that you do to get motivated.
I'm pretty like Emma Cooper said the other day. I'm the one who just gets out of bed and I'm up and I'm dancing around. I'm quite a morning person compared to Georgia. So usually one of my main things, first of all, obviously I get up and I do my supplements and stuff, my aloe and stuff. Yeah. I find obviously that starts me off because I haven't got that much energy straight away, but that helps. Probably my main thing is music. It's like I can wake up and I've just got no energy at all, but as soon as I put my music on, then it just completely changes my mindset. It's crazy, really. I find probably that's one of the biggest things for me.
Yeah, because
personally.
Speakers in the kitchen, so he just plugs his phone in, he puts his music on, and then we've got that blasting in the morning, and it just gets us really, really upbeat and excited and motivated, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good.
I work out as well. I do my workouts in the house. I do, so
Yeah.
I try and get that done as well first thing because that gives me energy then throughout the day. What else, George?
Reading books as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I try and read at least a chapter of a book as well every day to get obviously just to learn a bit more, really.
Yeah, and I think that's important, is having that balance between having your learning and exercise for me is. I don't know about how you feel, Craig, but if I don't go for a run in the morning, I'm not quite the same person during the day, because I think that energy that you get and it just seems to set off me in the right mood for the rest of the day. So exercise can be a huge benefit, can it?
If I don't exercise, I'm like, I haven't got no energy. I feel it's crazy.
I know what I mean. You would think that doing exercise and things like that would reduce your energy because you'd be more tired, but it just seems to really focus your mind, and it seems to be able to get you into the right place for the right day. And I think that achievement of doing the exercise in the morning, because let's face it, nobody wants to get up and do exercise in the morning. It's all an inner battle that you have. Or shall I do it? Shan't I do it? And it's when you win those battles, that's the thing I think that sets you up for the day then to be able to start winning some more battles. And you started off in a positive kind of way then.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Okay, something I wanted to touch on when you were saying earlier, George, is, you've had a few ups and downs with regards to the business, as you said in your story. And as you said, slaps in the face and things like that. There's a lot of people who, kind of don't recover from these little slaps in the face or any kind of negativity and stuff like that. And I think, like JT was saying, or ET was saying in that video then, is that, he had his haters, he had his obstacles in the way. And I think having your why strong enough to be able to overcome anything is really important, isn't it? And it's something that you really need to focus on and use to your advantage.
Definitely, 100%. You've got the main thing, like I just mentioned earlier on, is you've got to have that belief. You've got to have that strong belief inside that you can actually do this. If you do doubt yourself and you do think, I'm never going to be as good as Emma Cooper, I'm never going to be good as whoever inspires you, then that's going to be a massive, massive obstacle. If you don't believe in yourself, then you are self-sabotaging yourself. You're going to really, really massively struggle. So that comes down to a lot of mindset. I said to you the other day, I never had to massively work on my mindset, but on the other hand, I do have my bad days. Like, I do struggle quite a bit with lots of different things. So I really do. I listen to my Dave O'Connor, so I listen to How to Win the Inner Game of MLM. So I listen to the morning, the AM and the PM, and I have my headphones in. As soon as I wake up, I put them in, and it can, if I wake up in a bad mood, and sometimes I really can wake up in a bad mood, and I can't, even as much as I absolutely adore this business and I'm never ever going to do anything different, I do sometimes wake up with a face like thunder. And as soon as I put my headphones in and I listen to the AM session with him, it's only 10 minutes long, it's completely like flips me. It's absolutely insane how much it just turns me straight away. And the same with the night then as well. It's brilliant. Like Craig said the other day, his morning starts in the night. Visualizing when you're in bed as if as you're going to sleep, and just imagining where you're going to be, and it just wakes. You wake up then with that excitement.
Yeah, I find like, being grateful for stuff in the night before I go to sleep. I find doing that. I wake up feeling a lot better in the mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's about it then, don't you? And it's just always in your head.
Well, that's it. And I think what people need to realise and need to understand is, and if they don't already, that is that sleeping is not a time where your life shuts off. It's 8 hours, if you're lucky. Not in my house, it's not, but it's 8 hours if you're lucky. And 8 hours, if you go into bed in a negative mindset, then that's 8 hours of negativity that you're going to experience. So it's always important, like I said, whether it's reading a chapter, whether it's listening to a motivational video, whether it's, you can get hypnosis affirmations, get visualizations. You can get all these kinds of things that can set you up. The gratitude rock is a great way of being able to make sure that you're grateful in the evenings before you go to bed. So if you're not familiar with that, as you put the rock in your hand and you just think about all the good things that happen during the day, and then pick one that's the best. That puts you in a great position to, when you go to sleep, then to be in a positive way as well. But a lot of people out there who are listening in the morning shows, I think it's important as well to know that it's not. It's easy when times are good to be able to be in a positive mindset and to be able to grow a business. When things are going well, then that's the same as everybody else. When things are good, everybody performs. It's when you have a knockback or you have a problem or something comes up or, somebody lets you down, or something like that. That's when you become the difference between growing a business or being one of the average people. Okay, and one of the average people around this time start to blame and externalize it and start blaming everything, from the weather to the government to this to that to the person who let them down. The responsibility comes to you to be able to bounce back from that and to overcome that and just to learn from the situation and just go, right, okay, could I have done anything better in this situation? Or sometimes you've just got to categorize people who, if someone doesn't turn up for a meeting, they're one of those people who didn't turn up. If any of you
Yeah.
him Rome, then if you haven't listened to him, put him on. The guy speaks so much sense with it. He categorizes people. Some people turn up, some people don't. Some people get carried away. Some of the seeds get eaten by the birds. That's just what happens. If you spend your time chasing the birds, that takes you away from the field then, so you're not sowing and not reaping, and your business isn't growing. So, don't be worried about the whys, the what if. The reason why they didn't turn up, I wouldn't take that class. I wouldn't ask that. Don't worry about it. They just didn't turn up. It is what it is. Now, one of the things that he says in his recordings is that, why does the sun rise, in the east? Who cares? It just does. Leave it. Leave somebody else about that. Worry about what's important to you and the things that you can control. If people don't turn up, so what? Go find some more. You're reaping, you're sowing seeds, and some of them will grow into crops. Some of them won't. It's just the way it is. And being able to bounce back from that is the difference between having a business and, quite rightly, like you said, Georgia, is that you have no doubt in you that in 10 years you will be where you'll be. Those 10 years are going to go past whatever happens. It's going to, and it's down to you to make sure they're the best things there. So you're going to be sitting there in 10 years looking back, and that's going to come very quickly.
Yeah.
What position do you want to be sitting in? Do you want to be sitting in a really proud, I can, I did, I have, I went for, I smashed everything, I didn't let anybody bring me down? Or is it 10 years of regret? Now, you can change your life in a second, okay? And you can make a decision and decide to change it right now for the better. And exactly the same way as Georgia and Craig have done it, is that get up in the morning, have your goals in front of you, have your whys, have the reasons that you're going to do it, and then go out there and absolutely smash it and not let any of the obstacles get you down. And I think that's a perfect way. That's why I've asked you two to come on to the show, is because it's important that to show people who are strong, and you two are strong. You don't take the knocks, you bounce back from them, and that's an amazing way to be in the business, an amazing way to teach and lead your team as well.
Definitely, 100%. And what I've noticed a massive difference as well, just before, it was the end of March, just before it was the last month to qualify for Eagle. And I'll be honest, up until then, so, 2.5 years into the business, I wouldn't get up till about 9 or 10 in the morning. And some of you, that would be like really, that would be like the afternoon to some people. But that is what I've always done. And I knew that in order to get, because at the start of April I needed to get 29 case credits to qualify for Eagle. And I knew that I was going to qualify for that. Back when it was announced, I put a photo up of the Eagle Resort where we were going in Greece. And I literally told everyone that year, I'm going to Greece in September, I'm going to Europe in September, I'm going there, I'm about to qualify for it. And I was miles off, but I knew I was going to get there. And what I knew I had to do was I had to get up early. Craig was drumming in me, George, you're getting up far too late. And at the time, I didn't care. I was like, no, I'm not. God, no one's up that early. But I didn't realise. And when Craig worked it out, I was wasting 90 hours, 3 weeks of work, just by sleeping in bed that 3 hours later. So now I get up in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock, and it's made a massive difference in my business. So if you're watching this recording later on and you weren't up at this time listening to this, and you're worrying and you're wondering why your business isn't going the way that you want it to, then that could be a massive, massive factor as well. Get up early in the morning because it's really, really worth it. There's so much you can do in those 4 hours. As soon as I wake up, I'm straight on my laptop. I look at my goals, I listen to my mindset, and then I'm contacting and speaking to people straight away. And even if they are still in bed, then they see that message as soon as they wake up, and then you've done all your contacting in the morning, then all day then you're just going to have sifts of different people coming back to you, and it just sets you up for an amazing day.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole ethos of what we do as well, is starting that day in a positive way. And by waking up, that's a sense of achievement. You're putting yourself into a sense of achievement. If you do exercise, if you don't exercise in the morning and you've got time to do it, try it for a week. You will feel completely and utterly different about the whole perspective of life. The sense of achievement of pushing yourself through exercises. What do you use, Craig? Do you use any certain word?
I do a lot of like calisthenics. I do my own body weight. But I got an app on my phone which it's like circuits and stuff. So I just do them. I do.
Yeah, it just shows you don't have to have the money to go to the gym. You don't have to get up and go to the gym. You can do it in your house. Everything, you don't even need any. You haven't even got any equipment, do you? You just get on with it.
I got to pull up bar. That's it.
Yeah.
And the thing is I do like T25, or I go for a run. I take Maggie out on a bike with me in the morning. When we go for a run. So that I'm spending quality time with her. Then when we're going out early in the morning, it's all things that you're setting yourself up for, just to feel in a good mood. And I think that's, the morning is so essential for that. The first thing in the morning, the last thing at night is essential for you to be able to make sure that your mindset is in the right place and the right time. Drinking coffee, if you drink a lot of coffee, one thing I found from doing the Clean 9 was I used to drink a lot of coffee, and every morning I used to wake up and think that I had anxiety. What it was for me was I had that knot in my chest where I felt really anxious all the time. And I was really like, wow, I thought I haven't got a lot of things to worry about. So what is it? When I did the Clean 9, I obviously didn't drink coffee for 9 days. And I felt great in the mornings. And then when I woke up one day, I drank a cup of coffee, woke up the next day, and I felt it again. So I put 2 and 2 together and realized it was coffee. So I shifted to decaf then to see that. That was a massive difference for me. Waking up without that knot in my stomach was a complete life changer. And that's sometimes as simple as changing things like that, introducing exercise, and you can really, it'll really motivate you to do the things that you want to do then.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so brilliant. So I told you the time flies when we get talking, George, didn't I?
Especially when George.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're listening to the show now, what we're going to do is you're going to put on George and Craig's song now. So the positive. So make sure that you grab your family and do your positivity dance on here. So we're just going to pop that on now. If you are listening to the recording, then there'll be a little link for you to press on to bring the song up. Obviously, we can't do it for copyright reasons on here. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I would like to thank Craig and Georgia for taking the time this morning. I'm glad you decided to start getting up early in the morning, George. Otherwise, you'd have hated me now. So what I'm going to do is pop that on. So again, thank you very much for giving up your time for the show this morning.
It's a bit random, guys. It is a bit of a random one, but play it really, really loud and sing at the top of your voice.
We did have a few other ones, but they were a bit rude to play.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So thank you both again. Really, really inspiring this morning. Really getting everybody started their day in a positive way. So thanks for taking the time. Okay.
Cheers, Chris.
Thank you.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, right. So I'm going to stop the recording now. So thanks everybody, and enjoy the song. Okay.